Hello, I am David W. Parker. This is Programming Today I Learned WebGL series episode 105. This is Complex Objects Part 5. We're going to be looking at fixing sub-object translations. So as we look at the 104th episode, as you recall, we had a translation for the first cube of -2.5, and then the second one had to be 5 to be drawn below and then above the original cube. And what we were doing is we were computing the model matrix once for the basic thing and then using that as the parameters to be passed to all of our objects here. And then we had these optional overrides, which weren't really doing anything at this point. Now there's nothing wrong with this. This is basically computing that matrix and then just basically adding on computations onto it every single time. So basically, if you were thinking back to the OpenGL series that I've had a few years ago, thinking of it as basically pushing onto a matrix over and over again, but never popping off of it. So this is okay, but it's not necessarily what you want to do. If you're going to be making a complex object, you don't need to be thinking about what the previous part of the complex object was doing. You want to basically have it be as a piece of it itself. So what can we do to make that happen? And so we have a bunch of different parts now in this new one. And you can see they're all based around this original cube. You have plus 2.5, negative 2.5. Each of these are independent, and they're all based off the origin of the actual object itself. So what we did to change this is we're just passing this as the params in now, and we're not really doing a whole lot, except in these actual overrides we're doing something, which was we're going to set that model matrix to a computed model matrix that we're going to be computing before every single component is drawn. So the actual component draws themselves are the same, and the render draw objects is the same. But basically, the only thing we've done is we're overriding these draw blended and draw opaque, which is nice to have this optionality. The complex object here is going to compute its model matrix before every single object. So the code that was previously at the top of the draw function to compute it once is now being computed for every single object. This may not be great in terms of performance, but this allows us to have the flexibility to do what we need to do. So that's it for this episode. Nice, short, and sweet. It allows for some good flexibility here. You can see everything works exactly as you're expecting. So if you like what you saw in this episode, go ahead and like this, share it on social media if you will. Go to ProgrammingTIL.com and sign up for my newsletter, and have a great one. Thanks.